Hello everyone, welcome back to Mr.Awesome Club 2.0. So guys, this is a part 18 of our RHCSA version 10 series, and in today's series we will cover how we can switch user in Red Hat 10 and how we can use sudo command, right? And how we can manage the privilege of sudo. That things we will cover in today's videos. So if you are new to the channel, please subscribe the channel and share it to your IT friends. And let's start without any delay. Let's go. So now we are on terminal. So first thing is, if you want to switch user. So to switch user, we have two ways. First is you can use su command. Su means switch user. Su space and username you can specify there. So I have a user that is awesome. If I try to switch to that user, so here if you see, so user is switched. Now I am on awesome user, but my profile is not switched, right? I am on still on the root profile slash root. So what is the difference? So in last part, in 17th part, there we discussed two files, bash rc and bash profile, right? And there we already discussed that su command. When you use su only, so it allowed to switch without user profile. So dot bash profile will not execute in this case. If you will use su space hyphen, so it allowed to switch with user profile and dot bash rc and dot bash profile both will execute in that case, right? So that's the difference between them. So here dot bash profile file is not loaded. Here you can see. If I do exit and if I use su space hyphen and then awesome, so here you can see user is also switched and user profile is also changed. So this time dot bash rc and dot bash profile both the file is executed. So that's the difference between su and su hyphen. After it now, let's suppose we are a root user, we are a super user, and we have some user, we have like user 1, user 2, or user 3, and I don't want to like give the complete privilege, or suppose I want to give the complete privilege, right, of root user to that users, or we can say like we want to make that user as an admin. So how we can do that? So if you want to make that user as an admin, for that here we have concept that is sudo. That means what you need to do. Let me create a new user so that easily we can understand. User add, and this is new user I have created. Let me assign the password on new user. So Red Hat and Red Hat password is successfully updated. Let me open the second terminal and here I will log in that new user. It's logged in. So here normally if you want to use any admin command, suppose I want to create a user. Normally if you will use user add space and my user I want to create this time. So it is showing permission denied. User add cannot log etc pass wd. That means this command is not allowed to that new user. What we can do, if I want to use the privilege assigned by the root user from local user. So for that I can use here sudo. Sudo means super user do. That is the privilege. So here sudo space and I want to use user add and I want to create my user. This time it is asking for password. Let me put the password on new user and here it is showing new user is not in the sudoer file. That means if you want to use the privilege of sudo, so for that you need to configure sudoer file and there you need to make entry for any user which you want to like make as admin or something. So now how we can edit the sudoer file. So let me go on root user and here if I do cat space and here etc sudoer, this is a file. So I want to read this file. So here you can see here already we have a user that is root, which have all the access of commands are there, right? So here root have the access of all the commands. So if I want to like assign any privilege to any other user, so I need to make entry in this file or in this field. How we can do that? We'll discuss. But here already we have root user and one group we have already there. That is wheel. And we'll also have all the access of commands. This one. So that means if you want to make any user as an admin, so we have two ways. First one is you can make entry for that user in this field, like in this file. Or the second one is if I will add that user in this group field, so automatically like that user will get the access of all command. Let me show you that. So here I will use gpasswd space -a space and which user I have, new user, right? New user and v. It is added. Let me check get etc group and go up. So here we have wheel. So wheel group have already awesome and user one, right? In my last class I have added these two, but now I have added new user. So that means now new user have all the access of commands. Let me check it. New user is here. If I try to run this command again, it is asking for password, and this time this new user is not in the sudo or why. Let me do exit and log in it again and try to use it. Should be work. Now it is working. Right? It's working. Now this user have the access to run this command. User add. First way is this one. Second thing is we have added my user here, right? Let me do one thing. Let me set the password sudo passwd for my user and this one password assigned, right? And now here, let me open that file or let me edit that file, right? So to edit that file, we need to use editor. Vim editor we have, Vim, VI or any editor you can use. Space etc Sudoers, right? This time I want to add here my user, the new user which I have created now. So that's not available already there. So what I'll do, let me do exit first and let me check su hyphen my user, and if I try to run su space hyphen space not su hyphen, sorry, sudo space user add and dev user. Dev user. Oh, no issue. Let me create that. My user is not in the sudo file, right? That's not available. So I want to add. Right. So here I need to add. One question you can ask here, like, is it mandatory to add that user or the permission here only? No. Anywhere you can add that user in this file, no matter where you are adding. But I am adding here because this is the field, right? This is the, we can say like the reserve field here, where user information is there. So every time when you will check or any other administrator will check, so he can check, okay, here is the user which you have added or which we have added. So that's why I'm adding here. Otherwise, you can add this user information or this field anywhere in this file. So I'm adding here my user, then all equals to all. This field should be same, and here you can add all also. If you will add, like, if you will write here all, that means all the permission that my user will get. If I want to assign only one command access, so I can write here usr svim and user add like this, right? One more command if you want to give, or let me try it first. So colon w key, colon w key. It is read only, so do colon WQ and exclamation sign. And now let me check here. Now this time if I try to use this command, it is working. That user is created, right? And only one command we have added, so that's why if I try to add any like group, so this will not work. Here you can see my user is not allowed to execute group add command. as root. If I want to add one more command in this file, so I will add this file, and here you can use comma space and same USR S1 and group. Now save it, and now if I try to run the same command, it is working. Right, so this is how we can add like more and more commands. Now one more thing, right? Here I use this Vim editor, but never you have to use this Vim editor to edit this file. Why? Because here we have one more editor, or we have one editor for this Sudoer file only. That is Visudo. Visudo command we have. Using Visudo command also you can edit this file. Now the question is, what is the difference? Right? Why we need to use this Visudo? Why we are not using Vim? So first thing is that if you will use Vim editor, and suppose if I'll do here one mistake, I'm writing this one and now I'm saving, it's saved. But if I will use here Visudo, so first thing is using Visudo, you can use -c command to check this file. So it will show you the error. Where is the error? In this line. Second thing, if you are editing your file using Visudo and you will try to save this file, it will not allow you to save. It will give you this warning like, here is the error. What now? What do you want to do? You want to edit, so press E, then enter, and then you can make it correct. And now save it. Now it's saved. Right? First advantage is this one. Second one is, let me do exit. Suppose I am on this second terminal, and suppose we have two administrators, and on both the administrator we have that, on both the system we have root user logged in. So here the second administrator is editing this file sudo, right? He's editing this file. Same time you don't know and you are trying to edit this file, Vim etc Sudoers. So Vim will allow you to edit. And what will happen? Suppose you are making changes in this my user and same time from there he is also making changes. So it will conflict. But let me do Q, and from here also exit. What happened? If you are using Visudo, on second terminal I open Visudo. On other side also if I try to use, it will give me error. Visudo etc sudo or busy. Try again later. That means on other side that is already like editing file. So that is the advantage here in Visudo. At the same time you can't edit this Sudoer file more than one one place. That is also the advantage, right? So we will edit using this Visudo. Oh, it is busy. Let me open segment. So here we discuss. Here you can add your user and you can give the permission. If you want to add any group, so group also we can add here, right? For group, this is a field, and every time if you are adding any group, so you need to use this percentage sign. HR group I have, so I am adding this one, or this two, or this one, or like this you need to add it, right? And you need to like add a member in that group. So what will happen? What's the advantage of that group? So suppose you have like in HR department you have 10 user, and the same permission definitely you need to assign for all the user. So in that case, no need to add all the 10 user and one by one you need to assign the command. You can add all the user in a group, and that group you can add here, and then you can assign the command. All if you want to give, that's fine. If you want to give any single command, so that also you can mention there. Right? Yeah, or if you want one thing, if you want, like every time when we use that sudo command, so it will ask me for the password. But you don't want to give the password, or you don't want the password. You want same thing without a password. So for that, here you can make entry for your user, which user I have created. Get etc group. So not group. I need to use passwd. So I have my user dev user. So suppose I want to add dev user here. So dev user like this, and then all equals to all like this. No passwd colon all. Like this also you can do that. It is added. And now if I log in this passive hyphen dev user, right? And all I have given. So if I try to like run this sudo space user add space test user, enter. So it is not asking for the password, right? So that also we can do. Now let me open this Visudo again. And okay, this one we have added. One more last thing we have, that is alias. Alias means what? Alias is like similar to the group, but that's not exactly the group. Group means what? If you will create group and if you will make all the user as a member of that group, so that will work for all the permission, or for like like in your own system that will work. But alias means what? All alias is related to only this file. So if you will create alias and if you will add user or something, so in that case that will only applicable for this file. It will not work anywhere else. So that is why what we'll do, if I'll go up and up. So here we have already few alias are there. This one also you can use if you want. Like here we have our alias, that is admin. User alias field we have. And in this field, here we have a alias admin. User, you can add any user. That's also fine. Or if you want, like in your organization, suppose you have 5 user or 10 user on which you need to apply the same permission, or you need to like allow the same commands. So in that case, no need to add all the 5 user or 10 user one by one, or you need to assign the command. You can create one alias here, and every time when you need to use or when you need to make any changes for all those user, you can use that alias. So what I'll do here, let me create one alias here. So to create alias, same syntax you need to use, user underscore alias space, and suppose I'm creating here for account, right? For account I'm just creating space, and user I'm adding dev user, comma my user, comma test user. These three I want to add. It is created, that's fine. One more alias we can create, that is for command alias. Already we have few alias, like for networking commands. Here we have this alias networking, for installation management, for services, for storage, for delegating permission, process, drivers. For that already we have alias. But if you want to create alias for your organization according to your need, so in that case, here we can create. I'm creating here alias. So you need to create like this, same syntax, command underscore alias space. I'm creating here test equals to, and only suppose 1 or 2 or 3 commands I want to give there. So I'm just giving s1 user add space swin group add comma uh, swin group. These three commands I want to allow. So I have added like this, and now still these aliases are not working. We have created only group. But if you want to use these tools, so according to your need, you need to use it. Let me account and taste. Okay. Account and test you need to use. So just go down and here I will use. So let me remove it first. I'm just removing the existing HR also, dev user. These I have deleted. Already we discussed, so that's why. Now, what I will do, if I need to apply any like commands or something, so I don't need to like put there that username. What I will do, I will use here account, then all equals to all, then here test like this, and then save it, fine. And now let me go on dev user, and here if I will check, or let me do one thing, let me go exit and dev user, and if I will use here root command, it is working, or if I will use sudo space and what is that user add space or new to password. I think I have not assigned password now. Let me put the password first. Password loading for dev user password. And let me put the password. Now it is working. It's done. Right? It is created. So this is how we can make the changes here, and these all the configuration we can do. So what we discussed today, how we can switch user using SU and SU hyphen. What's the difference we discussed? Second thing, how we can edit Sudoer file using Vim editor or vi sudo, and what is the difference between these two, and which one we need to use, vi sudo. And in that file, how we can add user, how we can assign the command, how we can add group, how we can assign the command without password if you want to add, or if you want to create alias for user, for command, and how we can use these alias. These things we will cover in today part. So if you have any doubt, so you can write in comment. So I will definitely cover in next part, or I will try to give answer in comment. And we'll meet in next video. Thank you everyone.